Welcome everybody to another episode of Rewind the Times. Man, I hope everyone's having a great day on this East Coast over here. Man, the weather's beautiful today. I wanted to come on today, and I just wanted to talk about. I kind of wanted to just vent real quick. Um, you know, I don't know. I kind of got in an argument with someone about something, and I don't know. I kind of just wanted to vent. I love talking to. I have a few guys I always talk to. JJ. Angelo, I love talking to these guys. These guys are awesome, man. I love the comments these guys leave. It means a lot to me. Because like I said, man, when I made a YouTube channel, it was never to get famous or to retire. It was never like that. It's not about money because I make no money off of this. Um, Matter of fact, I work 6 nights a week. I only get 4 days off a month. Um, I was hoping to meet people that were like-minded like myself, that like things that I do. I'll be 43. I'll be 43 years old in September. I'm 42. But I was hoping to meet people like me, that like the DC brand, that like comic book movies in general, that like toys, that like things that I like. You know what I mean? And I've been very fortunate. Even if I made one good relationship, I feel like I've been blessed and I've made at least two. And that is with JJ and Angelo. There is two other people that do come on here too. I can't think of their names. I haven't talked to them in a while, but I'm very grateful for the relationships and all the subscribers too. I'm very grateful. Matter of fact, I just got another subscriber. I'm up to 119. So thank you guys for subscribing. I kind of got an argument today with someone. It started last night and it continued today, and then I stopped arguing with the person because it's just like, first of all, arguing over text messages or over messages is just really useless. It's stupid because I can't see their body tone. So sometimes you can misinterpret what someone's saying. But pretty much it was about the Blue Beetle trailer. This person was just trashing this trailer. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, man, what I was trying to explain to the person, like, not everything's for everybody. I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 1980. There was no CGI in the 80s. Everything was, practical, everything was practical effects. Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie had no CGI. Everything was just they had to think up all the effects. You know what I mean? Everything was practical effects. They had to think up everything, and that movie was so scary. I mean, without no CGI and all this other stuff, we're very fortunate nowadays to have movies that have CGI in it. The Blue Beetle trailer looks amazing. It is what I thought it would be. It is a teenage superhero that is very family oriented. So he's a superhero he's a superhero, family that is very family. It's a family type superhero that's oriented with family. Like, he loves his family. And that trailer, he's a Latino fan. He's Latino too, so he's very close with his family. The trailer is what I thought exactly what it would be. I think a movie like this could make a lot of movie because it doesn't have dark tones in it. There's no killing or anything like that. Not every superhero is a killer. If you want to be realistic and be honest with each other, with ourselves, comic book back in the day were all about laughing and having a good time, and there was no killing. Comic books have gotten darker and mature over the years, but comic books were not set out to be that. They were set out to be goofy and playful and, pow, bang, boof, biff, like Batman 66, geez. That's a perfect example where Batman, the Bright Knight, as they call him, because he was so, laughable, was fighting the Joker and the Riddler and Two-Face and King Tut, who's my favorite. Cesar Romero's Joker and Burgess Meredith's Penguin, Catwoman, and Julie Newmar's Catwoman. Frank Gorshin's the Riddler. And they're banging and bang and poof, but they did it such a good job where it was bright, it was enjoyable, but there was fighting too with it. Not everything has to be dark. Not everything has to be kill and murder. And honestly, a lot of those movies don't. I mean, they when you make a movie with a lot of killing in it, you can't bring your whole family to the theater. You really can't. Most of the time, families, if you have a family of 2 or 3 and they're young, you gotta pay for a babysitter, and then the mother, father, or then can go see the movie, or if the child is of a teenager and he is of age and they want to go see that, like, it's just not every. I guess my point is, not everything is made to be dark tone, and not every superhero is made to be dark tone. Is not Blue Beetle is not a killer. He's not a ruthless killing machine. He's not. He's imagination. He's almost like a Green Lantern type, where the Scarab suit has a mind. He talks to it, and I love it because it's just between him and the Scarab, and him and the suit, and he's almost like a Green Lantern, where when he imagines things, the suit makes it. And sometimes it, and they hit it perfect in the trailer, because sometimes what he wants the suit to do and what the suit wants to do are two different things. You know what I'm saying? And I love that because it's like that in the comic books. That's what makes it kind of goofy a little bit. The trailer to me was perfect. The CGI was great CGI. Try doing a movie like that in the 80s or early 90s. There is no way these movies were coming out, because the technology was not around to do these things. So instead of bitching and complaining about every little fucking thing that you think is wrong with it, how about enjoy it and say, you know what, I'm so glad that I get to see a movie like this. Because something like this, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago was unrealistic. There's just no way Man of Steel could have not been made. Look at the Superman that was made, Christopher Reeves, and then compare it to Man of Steel's Henry Cavill. The difference, the fighting scenes, how Zack Snyder had Henry Cavill. You know, the fighting scenes I love so much. How they do it quick, but it looks like slow mo. And then when he's flying, I mean, and then go look at Christopher Reeves flying. I mean, you look like, you know, he's standing in front of a fan with his wind blowing, and there's just a screen in the background that's moving. I mean, you can tell it's. Imagine the critics. Imagine what people would think nowadays if those CGI graphics, or whatever those effects you want to call, that were from the 80s, is what we will get nowadays. Those films would be destroyed. They would be trashed, and it's a shame, because Superman is people look at that as a treasure in their life. I mean, it's listed as what, one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. Thank God it came out when it came out, because if it came out now, people would just they rip that movie apart. They destroy it. The CGI's, oh, this looks fake, this and that. But back then, people were just blown away by what they were seeing. But the standard was set so high now that it's like we forget that it is a movie. I know, me personally, and I'm just speaking of myself, I suffer from depression. So when I go to see a movie, I want to escape the realism of the world for 2 hours, 3 hours, or however long it is. The world sucks. So to be able to just forget about what's going on in the world, and I know a lot of people are like me. A lot of people, they suffer from depression, or they have some really hard times in their life. If I sat here and talked and told you what happened to me in the last 5 years of my life, just the last 5 years, you'd be blown away. But everybody has a story. Now, if I told you the last 13 years of my life, you'd go, holy shit, how are you still standing? And I am. And I'm here because of people in my life, like my best friend, my girlfriend. But another reason I'm around is because of movies. Movies help me escape the real world for a little while. So instead of trashing it, I guess what it is what I do is, not every movie is going to be for me, but when I go into a movie, I try to find the good out of it. That's why I can never be a critic, because I can't trash movies. You know, there's a lot of hard work put into it. Actors have a talent that I don't have. They do something that I can't do. So who am I to say, oh, your acting sucks? Because I can't do it. Just like there's probably things that I can do that they can't, and they're not going to trash me for it. So I just wish we would respect them more and just appreciate it more, instead of just dogging everything they do and dogging the industry in general. You know, what else the films were like, you know what, we're gonna go on a hiatus for a year. We're not gonna give you guys nothing. I bet you right now, if they did that, the next movie that came out a year from now, you'd be glamming for it. But please give me anything. Give me a black and white film. Because back in the day, films were in black and white. There was films that were silent. There was films that had no sound, nothing. It was subtitles on TVs. I mean, we've come such a long way that sometimes the bar is just set so high that we forget to really enjoy things. That we watch something, and instead of enjoying it, we're just nitpicking the hell out of it and picking out everything wrong with it, instead of saying, you know what, it's a good movie, or it's good. It's good for what it is. Like, some movies some movies hit us in different ways. Maybe Man of Steel hit me in a way that it might have hit you differently. Maybe Black Adam. I love Black Adam. It spoke to me in a different way. It got me back in the gym. It got me not battling depression. Seeing The Rock train to be Black Adam, it got my ass in the gym all the time. And I was battling. I was going through a hard time in my life when that movie was being made. And there I am at the gym, going through it with The Rock. You know, like I used him as a measuring stick. I don't look like The Rock at all, physically or mentally or emotionally or anything. But him training, leaving Instagram things every day. I kind of went through that voyage with him. You know what I mean? So when the movie came out, I appreciated it so much because I knew what he did to get to be in that shape, to get into that shape. It's just I just wish we'd enjoy things more instead of always. It's like the new positive thing is to insult things. It's like it's cool to insult things. It's cool to it's like if that person's knocking that person down, it's cool to do what they're doing. It's like people. It's like and if you do stick up for yourself and say, hey, you know what, this is my opinion, you get shit on for it because it's not like someone else's. Oh man, it's frustrating. And I got in an argument with a guy yesterday, and I shouldn't have, and I might let my emotions get too much, but he just kept trashing the Blue Beetle trailer, and it's like, dude, do you even understand Blue Beetle? And he didn't. That's what drove me nuts. He didn't understand the character. He was insulting the things that made Blue Beetle Blue Beetle. He was insulting the costume. He was insulting the family aspect. Oh, this looks like a Disney Channel special. It's like, dude, it's directed towards Disney. And if you guys do remember, it was supposed to be on HBO Max before they put more money into it to make the visual effects better and everything. And I'll tell you now, the product that you're seeing right now is not going to be the product that's coming out August 18th. They're working on the visual effects to almost 2 weeks or a week before the movie comes out. The Rock said that with Black Adam. They were working on that movie until almost a month. I'm sorry, it's almost a week when that came up because Henry Cavill's cameo was done a week or two right before the movie came out. That wasn't done if that movie came out when it was initially supposed to come out in July. In July, Henry Cavill wouldn't have been in that movie, but because he came out in October, he was. You know, it's just I just wish we'd appreciate things more because sometimes it could just be taken away like that. Instead of nitpicking and stuff, try to go into a movie that you don't like and find something that you like in it. There are so many movies that I missed out on growing up. Not growing up, but I missed out on growing up. That I was listening to people trashing it, and I didn't give it a chance. And then all of a sudden I went and I seen it, and I gave it a chance, and I went, wow, I can't believe I listened to that person. There's a movie called M. Shauna Light. He made a movie called Signs. People trashed it. At least the people that I talked to trashed it. I did not go see that movie. Eventually, I went and seen it. Wow, is it a good movie? And The Sixth Sense. People are trashing that movie. I went and seen it. I loved it. It's kind of funny, man. You know what? And that's why. And examples like that are why I am who I am today, because I don't always listen to what people say. Because you don't know. You may like it. You may love it. I just wish sometimes we could just appreciate things instead of just always nitpicking it. I mean, these movies are made with millions and millions and millions of dollars. My favorite horror is slasher. The genre is slasher. That's my favorite genre of movies. I love slasher movies. But my favorite horror icon is Jason Voorhees. Those movies back in the day, the first one was made for like $500,000. The second one was made for like 1.1 million. Then the budget obviously over the years would go up, but every year they made a new one. Part 2, the budget was like 2 million. Part 3, the budget was like 3 million. Part 4, like the budget was like 2 million. You know what I mean? But these movies made 22 million, 34 million. Geez, Friday the 13th one made $300 million. I mean, it was just so big. But I mean, imagine a movie that had a budget of just $1.5 million or $2 million. And it grossed 22, 34, $44 million. Obviously, there's not a lot of visual effects in a movie in the 80s, but everybody remembers Freddy Krueger. Everybody remembers Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hate how we just always knock everything down instead of just appreciating something for what it is. And I'm not telling you to like it, because I can't tell someone how to have an opinion on things, but man, it's so frustrating sometimes. It's like, if the movie industry just said, you know what, screw you guys, we're not doing this no more. You'd be glamoring for the next black and white movie. I just wish we'd just appreciate things more. I guess that's just my rant. But hey guys, I'm gonna be on here later on. I do have another video that I want to make. I did get one of my Motu Origins figures that came in today. I'm super excited. I'm gonna do a review on that. So, hey guys, I appreciate you guys listening. Like I said, man, I just wanted to come on here. Just wanted to kind of get it off my chest. I do appreciate everyone that talks to me, whether it's 9 subscribers, 99, or 119. Thank you everybody. So listen, man. To the next video. Remember, man, God first and family. Until the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.